Our classic. Just gonna pick his Leona. Yeah, it really makes sense, right? The only downside I see is that the Merc's value will skyrocket, but it's not the end of the world. There is not that much AD damage
after he pushed the lane in, so T1 know ahead of time that this is happening, but they want to go for the 2v2 here actually, as Beryl coming in, and so is Lucid. Guma in a bit of trouble. He does have the cleanse and the flash, but now going to get stunned down. There's the cleanse, but you just can't get away from the rumble, as it is a very nice gank set up here by D+. Owner does come up, gets stunned, but Beryl is in a rough spot himself, so they do trade it back eventually, right?
He's dead.
Yeah, okay. Eventually, okay, they almost give the kill over to Faker, actually, which would have been nice. But Owner does...
There wasn't really any cross map. This should be a good angle for a dive, though. He's already aggroed on the turret, but I think it's fine.
Oh, well, they kind of just juggle the Ornn in between the turret, and Doran is going to go in onto Showmaker, and now he flashes, which... you're already dead, so you're not going to get away.
Unfortunately, aiming won't have his flash for this fight.
This is going in directly on the Guma, but that is pretty deep. Keria zoning with the Pop Blossom as Lucid getting incredibly low. He will be punished for going that deep, but they do trade it back onto the enemy jungler. Now trying to take down Showmaker, but it's not exactly working out. They finally take down Beryl, and now Showmaker 1v3, but Faker dashes over the rocks and aiming nearly full health. He's going to take a big chunk, but now DK immediately turn it around as they go way too deep for that one, and they get punished.
Once the kill comes free, gets his passive, he gets so much free attack speed. As he gets multiple blight stacks, he's still going to be doing a lot as a counter. Turn on Beryl.
Yeah, trying to go on a Beryl here. I think Beryl is just dead. 1v3.
Yeah.
He's going to start clearing the wave.
Hey, he warded.
Yeah, nice.
He gets value. Good stuff.
Okay, they finally killed the Leona. You know, you've got Dorn and bot. He does have TP, but a fight doesn't really break out. T1 don't want to go in on the Grub fight, so they just back away.
The Showmaker, they're going to just accept. This is something that DK in particular do, and Showmaker does this more than almost any other mid. That one's called fishing. A patch like, I want to say 5-6 patches ago, where they changed Lethality Varus, and I do think he's much more of a threat now. Is Faker just going...
Control ward right there. He's getting his bar ready, but still a bit of time, so he'll be able to push a wave in first. Still doesn't have to, as you mentioned before. There's the wall. Lucid in next to the Rift Herald as Doran gonna get stunned up. There's the smite going to Lucid. They get it. A nice ult comes in from Doran. The follow up a little bit late, but now Lucid in a rough spot as down will go Showmaker, down will go Lucid, and now the ult goes in on aiming, who actually does survive for quite a while.
Going to see that I picked up. It's a really big win for T1. They get bunch of kills. Is just saying, well, you can have the dragon. I don't really care. You're going to get the full outer ring of turrets with Faker picking up yet another.
Infernal Solo coming through.
We'll see. No DK, we are going to get a crazy Otacon setup as Beryl goes in.
Just baiting out the ult, you know. Just a normal day in the life for Beryl. And now we got, the big impale! Gets him over the wall as well! And that's the end of Owner. And T1, they were in a good spot, but now they're losing two as big damage comes out. And the flick on the Faker into the ult from aiming. It is massive for DK, and right before the Otacon spawns.
Oh, according to Beryl's plans, I can hear Atlas yell. He's not even in low bar! As Beryl sets up a tasty bait, and guess what? They fall for it, as this should never ever hit the mark, although Lucid's getting taken.
Don't even just throw it away. There's no chance you're stealing that as Jin. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, if the wave is pushed up, or
classic Beryl.
Classic Beryl was.
Here's a replay. I guess Faker just died, or maybe they got.
This isn't sole point. It looks like T1 is just gonna take that, and I think this is fine.
Yeah, I think it's the right call. It doesn't feel amazing.
If you're in the pit and you get toasted, or Showmaker gets on top of you,
or maybe they will just start
it. Well.
Oh, okay, well they started it and then they didn't. So they're trying to turn onto a Leona, not the best idea, but Beryl does get extremely low, as now Doran also not the target here. Getting onto that back line as huge disappears. The damage was insane. as he just gets crit down. Beryl also in trouble here. Amy taking a bunch of damage as now the engage comes in from Keria, and Owner is going insane mode on this backline. Incredible play from Owner in that.
Right, yeah, I was about to say, he just doesn't have the damage. So that's going to be Baron. Off of an amazing team fight here for T1. This, right? They're just going to watch it be taken, and DK looks like T1 fighting just a little bit too much. T1 just biding their time. Still has less kills, by the way, than DK do.
Well, he's throwing in a Pop Blossom just to try to survive, but he's going to die anyway. Nice little pick from DK. Going to take out the Nico, and Beryl doesn't get rooted either. Big seismic goes in! As all of a sudden, yeah, he goes in. I'm not sure about that one. Owner just avoids the Impale. And it's a trade. Now, I feel like this is still good for DK, even though the end of that was rough. They did take out one of the guys that had Baron and stop the push.
He'll take it.
Now we're fighting. We're looking for Guma. He's in a bit of trouble, but he does flash away. He does an incredible amount of damage at this point in time. And sticking around is DK. They're committing.
DK?
They're committing to this one, but now the Jhin is opened up. But the Jhin is low. They're trying to just run at the Jhin. It's not exactly working either. Okay, they do take him down. Siu, though, going 1v2 on the top side. Eventually, he does die, but Owner trying to go 1v3. He takes out one, and the dogs are soaking up so much damage, but Showmaker just trade it back. And now, it's kind of an even fight. Doran has to frontline. The TP! Oh, Garia does come over, and that'll be the end of that. As both of them
going crazy, and then here, they try to hard force. They get Guma's flash, and then because he's Jhin, and he's
the story that you were trying to say, that you were trying to tell. Just gonna ult aiming
they're
here.
falling for it.
And they're going pretty deep for the Varus as the ult comes in and aiming goes incredibly low, does get taken out, but now Owner is so deep behind enemy lines. That's the ult back on a barrel, but still does go down. But they took out Showmaker amongst the chaos, and this is a great opportunity for T1 to potentially end the game. Siu gets taken down by Faker, and that'll be the end. A double kill as Faker does dive the turret. And now they're looking for, they don't quite have the wave, but they're clearing it, and I think the death timers at 35 minutes should be long enough.
They will be. Doran on a tank, Guma on Jhin. The T1 going to get themselves a big win here in this series, and great one to start, back and forth here. T1 though, once they got control, once that fight came through, once Siu ended up dying, didn't really ever feel like T1 was gonna relent, and relentless they were.